Welcome back for another book review. Today we are talking about this one. So this is the Hedgewitch's Little Book of Seasonal Magic by, it looks like, Tudorbeth. Don't know. So this is definitely one of the smaller, littler books. Apparently it is her second book from what I have gathered from other reviews and such. So the cover, of course, is beautiful. This is like one of my favorite shades of green. And the book itself is really kind of a green book. It's all about the Wheel of the Year. Now I will preface the Wheel of the Year specifically more for like not more extreme climates, where it's like winter's 3 months and then you can resume your life and it's like laughs in Utah snow. But it has a huge emphasis on like canning and brewing things at your home with a bit more of a Wiccan element to it. I gave this a 3 out of 5 star. It's just not for me. I know this is a soapbox of my own. I could probably do more research to confirm either way, but I don't care because of the reasons. I am not a big fan of telling people how to can things without a really big warning, big disclaimers in your face. You can't miss it. This doesn't have that. And in fact, it felt like the instructions did not include what happens when it goes wrong, which to me should be like a big discussion. I also don't really feel comfortable with witchcraft books talking about how to make alcohol at home, how to can things at home. Again, know your place. Like, there's no big warnings, but the thing is, when you can at home, when you brew at home, it can go bad easily. As people who do it all the time and are professionals at it, they will tell you it is incredibly easy to mess up. And it's not telling you how to check if it's gone bad. And if you eat these foods, you may not taste that it's bad, especially the alcohol side of it, and you can get botulism. I've mentioned this every single time. I'm sure there's other really nasty diseases that you can get. That's the most prominent when you look it up. That's like #1 of the things. You can get severely poisoned because the food has not been stored properly. It has not been contained properly. And there is a lot of this, again, homesteading, which I feel like this qualifies into that, because when we think of homesteading, like millennials, that's our thing, that's our midlife crisis. We're all about like gardening at home and canning and brewing at home. Like, that's kind of our thing. Instead of getting sports cars, we get a garden. Like, that's great, but we need to talk about what happens when it goes bad, because people who've been doing it for a long time are trying to be the louder voice, but they're just, it's not as fun to be like, hey, did you know if you do this wrong, you could kill yourself? Because that's what's gonna happen. You need to be careful. And these books don't talk about that. Llewellyn, I want you to do better. So that is my big problem with this book. Otherwise, it's fine. It's not my thing, but whatever. But the fact that there's not these big warnings and you could easily hurt yourself is where my issue comes in. But I know it's a me thing, so just know that you need to do extensive research before you start this. Do not follow just the instructions from this book, because there is no warnings about when it goes wrong, how to tell if it goes wrong. The intended audience, obviously, first of all, you need to either prepare or know how to actually can and brew things on your own and like figure out if you want to do the full research on that if you decide to pursue it. But other than that, it's really aimed for like the people who are into more of that homesteading, hearth, kitchen, hedge witches, people who are all about like in the kitchen and like, again, like you're not really big into like deity work per se. Like you're more into like land, plants, stuff like that. That kind of type of witchcraft. This is for you. It does have a bit of that Wiccan angle to it because again, it's going through the Wheel of the Year. Would I buy this book? No. Again, the warnings aren't there. And it did feel very repetitive, and it wasn't a lot that I enjoyed. Like most of this, again, coming from Wicca with the Wheel of the Year specific focus, but then you also have like every single thing had like how to make jam, how to make jelly, how to make syrup, and then I had crafts, and then I had spells. But a lot of the like jam and jelly things and like brewing things just, again, wasn't my thing. So just be cautious about that. So anyways, I would love to know your thoughts on this one in the comments down below. As always, a huge thank you to my patrons. If you want to support me and get access to exclusive content, it is patreon.com/nightwillowcrafts. If you want to check out my books, they are linked down below and on my blog as well. Until next time, thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I will see you all soon. Blessed be.